What's happening? Story time with Surly. Uh, Today, I was thinking about something that um, happens to a lot of mechanics, technicians, whatever you want to call yourself. I know there's a debate I saw online about who do you trust more with your vehicle, a mechanic or a technician, certified in training, or somebody who's been turning wrenches since they were 15. Some of us are a little bit of both. Some of us are really good at electrical, some of us are really good at suspension, some of us are really good at engine stuff. And it's okay, it's not a big deal. Um, so back about 5 years ago, I'd have to check my uh, TikTok, but back about 5 years ago, there was a lady that called me to come check on a vehicle that wouldn't start. And I get there, and it's I want to say it was like a 2010 or 2012, maybe a 14, I don't remember. It was Ford Expedition, EL, real nice, black, chrome 20-inch wheels, no start condition. You put the key in, it'd spin over all day long. No anti-theft light. Spray a little carb cleaner or something in the intake, and it'd fire up for a second, burn it all off. So my first inclination, I'm gonna check fuel pressure, because I mean it's an expedition, and in my experience with F-150s and expeditions, the fuel pump typically goes out when you fill it with gas. That's not always true, but that's just what I've seen. And naturally, 2 days before this, because this was a Monday, Friday afternoon, she had filled it up with fuel before parking it for the weekend. Well, so I grabbed my scan tool, scan it. There's an older U1000 communication code, but it was an older code. It was stored, it wasn't an active code. Everything was shown to be turning on, no anti-theft, no nothing in the system. All right, cool. Grab a fuel pressure gauge, hook it up to the manifold, fuel rail, and it's reading like 2 or 3 pounds of pressure, not enough to even do anything. And told her it needed a fuel pump. Obviously, I checked all the relays. This one, I want to say the Expedition had an integrated fuse box. Like the relay was built into the fuse box, like a TIPM almost. But I checked all that. Circuit looked good. And I was going to check for power at the pump when I pulled the tank out. But I didn't. Well, drop the tank, get the new fuel pump in, put the tank back in, a couple hours worth of work. Kind of a headache because it was full of fuel, but at the time I had a cool little system set up where I could effectively siphon the fuel out into like a boat tank that I had to make the fuel tank lighter, especially working in the driveway, you know. I get it all put back together. Same thing. I'm rattling my brain. And typically, and this is for anybody that doesn't know this, any little thing that you can remember about your vehicle when you're bringing it in for a service or bringing it in for an issue like this or calling somebody, mobile tech, doesn't matter. Give them everything you think happened. Doesn't matter how silly it sounds. So I'm scanning and I'm trying to force it on with a power probe, and it's not doing nothing. Nothing. Zip. Nothing. Well, after talking with her, and she wasn't upset. She appreciated everything that I was doing, and I couldn't charge her for the work. All I did was I did charge her for the fuel pump itself, um, which she agreed to. She didn't have a problem with that, and she did tip me for my time. But it turned out the expedition had been hit by lightning, and that came up because I was like, man, did you jump start anybody? Did this, that? Oh, well, I think it got hit by lightning the other day when that storm rolled through on Saturday. Really? So I climb up on the tire and look, and there's a big old burn mark running down the center of the top of it. And you can tell where something had hit it and burned through the paint. And I took a picture of it and showed her. She ended up towing it to a buddy of mine's shop he's really good with electrical stuff. And it fried something for fuel control, triggering something in the control unit. I mean, I should have caught that initially, but this is why information is so important when you're bringing a vehicle in for an issue. And then naturally she had to take it to a body shop, and the insurance got involved, and I don't think she was out of pocket anything. And another thing to keep in mind when you're a mobile technician or a home tech or even a backyard mechanic that does side jobs is be transparent and forthcoming with the information. Don't try to hide nothing because it ain't worth it. And then all of this is risk. It's based on risk. Sometimes you're off in uncharted territory as far as your skill set. It's great to learn. Sometimes it's just not financially beneficial. That's not to say you shouldn't. I'm just throwing that out there. So yeah, lightning, for whatever reason, I only messed up a couple of circuits. I want to say another one of them was the parking lights didn't work, or there was an issue with the navigation also. It was just a couple of different circuits that just refused to work. So it's pretty wild. So that's story time with Surly. I think this is only episode 2 or 3 of this particular run, but I'm at work today, so it is 8:07 here in Southeast Texas, and I have 2 cars waiting for me to go check out, so I'm gonna get on them. We'll see y'all later. Oh hey, make sure you like, subscribe, question, comment, concern, criticize. I'm open for anything. Hit the comments. We'll see y'all later.